together. He's been in the House. He represents Agbama Federal Constituency in Bayelsa State. Is here. We all know Bernard Tenebeme, where he comes from and what he represents, and we're going to be diving into some very serious issues right now. And please, I want 3 microphones. I need somebody with this crowd, another person in the middle, and somebody here, so that the question and answer sessions can be simultaneous and we can run through them very quickly. Okay, so what we'll probably do, you have one there. Okay, do we all, Dr. Peter, do you have your microphone? Yes, you do. Comrade Ene, do you have your mic? You can share that. So we have 2 there. No, that's okay. I think we have more than enough here we can share. So let's have, who is our representation here? Who is representing this team? Are you? Okay, you're here. Please, let's have one of the microphones. Okay. Hi, Chief Peter Ame. You wear different caps here today, and I'd like to begin a discussion with you today. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. We've been seeing. Please, can we celebrate Hi, Chief Peter Ame? You know, we see you on TV every time speaking on various issues, and you're doing us proud. Today, we want to begin this interactive conference with you. What do you think is the primary reason why Nigerians are demanding for electoral reform? We just want an icebreaker from you quickly.
I think there's a connection that you have to be able to link the 2 factors, because democracy and development, there's a link between those 2 parts. If you have a process that people get into office without getting the mandate of the people, like legitimacy, that means they have a stolen mandate. And in that case, they do not react to the suffering and yearnings of the masses. And at the end of the day, they do what they want because there are no consequences. They are going to rig again to return back for another term. So for that reason, whether the citizens are crying, whether they are hungry, whether they are happy, it's not something that concerns them. So elections are very critical aspect, when it comes to national development within a democratic setting. And when you have that, the citizens must also know that it's a 2-way process. It is not just you put people into office and you go to sleep. There must be citizens' participation and advocacy, sensitivity towards the issues that bond this country, like economic issues. What are we discussing? What are we talking about? What is the agenda on the street? Are people concentrating on the policies and how it affect the ordinary man on the street? So the people are also very important, because when you want to break down the critical segment of our developmental system, you talk about the people first, who are the electorate. You talk about those in government. And you talk about how the informal sectors also operate. So we have an electoral system and we have a government system that is a winner takes it all. It's a winner takes it all. Even those who are into private sector are more afraid to take decisions like Elon Musk have taken to support any other candidate. Because if you do that, there are also consequences. Because there are too many powers at the center that can also crash your business from where you are sitting.
Chief Peter, are you saying that the people are not demanding for electoral reform because of the issues you're talking about?
They are demanding for electoral reform because of these issues we are talking about. Because when you talk about inflation, you talk about poverty. If you talk about these issues, these are the reasons why the people are worried that we can't continue to have an election where on the election day after result is announced and people start to mourn. People shouldn't mourn on election day. When elections are announced and truly reflect the aspiration and the people, the will of the people, people should be rejoicing on the street. There should be celebration. So if you have an electoral system that usher people into office and you go to this federal constituency, a senatorial district, or Federal Republic of Nigeria, or the governorship election, and you find out that the people are sad, the people are broken, and they walk with broken faces along the street, that shows that whatever they wanted, majority wanted, did not get through the ballot. So for us to have a reform system, an electoral economy, because first of all, you are looking for freedom. The first freedom that can sustain the democracy is economic freedom. When people don't have economic freedom, they tend to make a lot of mistakes. And this is a deliberate sign of those who have been in government since 1999, not to be able to do appropriate things, to be able to have appropriate measures put in place to create economic freedom for our place. Why are you talking about 65 kilometers from Enugu to Awka, that the road is not double lane? With all the money we've generated since 1999. Why are you talking that from Lokoja to this place there's no road? I traveled to Benue about 2 weeks ago. And from here to Benue, there was sweet road. So why can't we have that across Nigeria? So for us to have a process that works, we must have an electoral system that is dependable. And this, for the electoral system to be dependable, there are certain things that has to be met. We can't always take a policy or a system from America and then retrofit it to our system without readjusting it properly to fit to our culture. Because for you, what Republic of Ghana is doing today, both the leadership of the Electoral Commission, the elite in that society, is they are building character for the next generation. They are building very strong character. When you saw the Electoral Commission woman, when she was talking, she said that election starts at the polling unit, people vote at the polling unit, vote are counted at the polling unit, and results are announced at the polling unit, and election ends at the polling unit. So in our case, we have a system that has been manipulated by the elite, who are deliberately want to impoverish our people because they want to enrich their personal pocket and build a generational wealth that is unsustainable without egalitarianism. Because what they are trying to do is not sustainable. What is sustainable is when equality of man reigns supreme. When even after you have left this war, you will know that your children can survive in an environment that things are working. There are good roads, there's train stations that work, and your children does not have to be rich to survive within the economy. But what they are doing is bad. So you have a country like Ghana, Republic of Ghana, when you have people, the elite, it's an elite consensus. What we have today that is putting us down is also an elite consensus. But the masses have not been able to define their own consensus. They have not been able to come together and say, look, we determine this country. Majority we always have is way. But they have been broken from one unit of small level of tribal, primordial sentiment, like whatever you have. You talk about religion is a broken issue for us. You talk about which tribe are you is a problem. Which local government, even within the local government, there's even still division. So we must be able to know that the only thing that should unite us is the ability to have a proper reform. A reform that is driven by people who have character. Because without character, you might look today, the National Electoral Commission is dominated by politicians. It's dominated by people who have served in government.
Chief Ame, I'm going to get back to you. Dr. Piper, he's raised these are grievous issues that Chief Ame has raised. How do we get a people-oriented policy?
All right. Well, when you ask me questions, you know there are consequences to my answers, and I will not shy away from it. I am nobody's praise singer. I am nobody's stooge. And I am not here to praise anyone, whether politician or no politician. I'm here to speak the truth. So when we start talking about the people, the first question is, who the hell are the people? We are coming to a country where we no longer have people. We have rulers that are ruling over dead men. You have killed the will of the people. I put it to you that Nigerians are dead. Because when you have stifled someone to the point where the person can no longer speak, you have destroyed them emotionally, you have destroyed them economically, they don't even have a voice, not to talk of a vote. So when we begin to talk, until we begin by resurrecting the people, you see all this rhetorics we are doing is a waste of time. All the politicians you see are driven by just one thing, and that is interests. And their interest is selfish. Mo, you will remember in this very hall, 2023, before the election, when the civil society call events like this, Mo, what happens? It is filled to the brim, overflow over there. And these same people that are in the house today were people shaking hands with us in this hall. They had not gotten there. They were searching for tickets. They will shake their hands from the beginning and shake everybody till the end, and even climb up there and shake everyone. But where are those people today? We call them honorables. Honorables. We refer to some of them as distinguished. Please do me a favor. The real honorable people should be you, the citizens that's putting them in office. They have impoverished you. They have given you the greatest dishonor And then at your expense, they are honorable. You know why I'm saying all of this? When you don't have a citizenry, we a civil society